Alrighty, boys and girls, welcome to a Q&A, sort of. Alright, so I just want to answer a couple of really quick questions that were asked on the lease purchase. As you guys know, we just started back out on the road on Thursday, so I really didn't get the time to do a proper video for you, but I thought a good quick Q&A would be handy for you. It could answer some of the questions that some of you guys have been asking. And like I said, this is not going to be a long video, but I did want to cover a few points that have been asked. And obviously not any of what the naysayers are saying. Quick thing too, okay guys, lease purchase is not going to be for everybody, okay? And for those of you who keep thinking it's a never ending payment plan, you haven't done your math, okay? Yes, some lease purchases, they're just out there to rip you off. Some people seem to think this one's out here to rip me off and then I'm not smart and blah, blah, blah. But who cares what you think? I'm doing it and I'm making a go of it. So, those of you who are genuinely interested in what I have to say and what is going to be going on with this particular program, I'm here to answer whatever questions I can. I'm by no means an expert at it here, but we'll do the best we can. First thing I want to clear up is the last video I did was a quarterly thing. So it was expenses that were occurred over a 3-month period. Like the fuel was just over $14,000. That was for 3 months. The one in particular, Savgal 1211, had put in damn $200 or so for a week for Qualcomm. No, dear. That was for 3 months. Actually, it was 3 months plus a week. Okay. Okay. So one of the other things is, and I don't want you guys that are trying to get into it, blah blah blah. Like I said, we're not going to get into too much detail here. You got to remember, to be successful at this, you're going to have to pay yourself a salary. You can't just do this and not pay yourself anything, or you can't do this and take the entire check for yourself. You need to put money aside. And when you first start off, it takes a little bit. You got to build up yourself some reserves so that when you do have a lower week, you can still A, pay yourself, B, when there's unexpected expenses that come in, that you can cover them. So for the first little while, you know, you're gonna end up having extra expenses, and the best thing to do is pay yourself a little bit less than what you would make as a company driver or whatever. You got to figure out what's good for you. You got to figure out what you can get by with, and make it work. So, but yeah, you got to pay yourself a base. And this particular, when I said $3,000 a month, $750 a week, that's just a base. You guys got to remember, at the end of the year, when tax time is done and all the calculations are done, whatever money's left over, that's mine. That's considered salary also. So to do it on a weekly or a monthly or quarterly basis, to sit here and say, oh, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. No, you got to wait till the end of the year. And when the end of the year comes, then you can have a better judgment. Now, you got to remember, too, you're trying to build up 2 maintenance accounts. One is the escrow account that the company is pulling aside. And now, keep in mind, that money comes back to you when the lease is over, if there whatever's left over in it. If there is any, there could be all of it. Who knows? Depends on how the repairs go. You may not have any. You just never know. Plus, that account is for major repairs. You know, tires, major breakdowns, etc. Being a new truck, most of that should be covered under warranty. However, with that being said, you still want to put together another account for your general maintenance. You know, stuff like headlights, wipers, washer fluid, you know, oil changes, services like that. So you got to make sure that money's aside too. It's all tax deductible, guys. So, okay. So also, with that being said, make sure you pay yourself a salary. Now, someone said, am I making as much as a company driver, or making more now than what I would if I were a company driver? And to be honest with you, I don't know. I'm not even tracking it that way right now. It's still way too early to tell. You got to wait again, like I just finished saying, till the end of the year. Then you got to take your total miles for the year and balance it against what your revenue was and what you made. etc. So there's a lot more involved to it. Yes, there's a lot more work involved being a lease purchase operator, an owner operator, than there is as a company driver. And I'm seeing by some of the comments and by a few of the drivers that have come on to lease purchase and have already left, that they came into this not really knowing what they were doing or what to expect. Somehow thinking that they're going to come into this and that they should be making tens of thousands of dollars immediately. I don't understand that mentality or that thinking. It baffles me. Also got guys that came in thinking that, oh, I'm going to be home every single weekend and only work 5 days a week and still manage to make payments. Yeah, so anyway, whatever. Okay, so the other big comment I'm getting is people seem to think this is never ending payment plan. There's still, some of you are still stuck thinking in the wrong way. Now, yes, there are lease purchases out there that are guaranteed to screw you, where you will pay a shitload of extra money. Now, you got to think, a lot of guys, for some odd reason, are thinking, why did my computer screen just dim? Oh, there we go, because it was inactive. Okay. I don't think a lot of you realize how much a new truck costs. I honestly don't. You seem to think that the company I work for, Celadon, is just out to screw me. Now, we're not going to get into the current court ruling in case that's still going on. It's not over with, because that has nothing to do with this. And we'll get into that in another video, because I know it's going to get heated, and I know there's going to be some really messed up, fucked up comments going on there. So I don't want that in this one. This one here is something totally different. So, again, I said in the last video, the average new truck costs $2,500 a month in finance payments if you privately finance for a brand new truck. Okay, we're not talking a used truck. We're talking a brand new truck. You also got to remember you're going to put $15,000 to $20,000 down. You also have to remember that that term is going to be 5 to 6 years long at $2,500 a month. So you got to take that all into factor. These trucks cost $135,000 to $140,000 at least, you know, plus taxes. So and then you're going to finance it, so it's going to be plus interest. So you guys got to do your math. And what I've told you is the honest to God's truth. I've showed it to you on paper. You know what I'm paying. You guys seem to think I'm paying too much. Well, it's not. What I paid in, and I showed it in the last video, go back and watch it. What I paid in lease payments for the quarter was an averaged out to $2,100, just over $2,100 a month. And when you look at what regular financing will cost you at $2,500 a month for a brand new truck, I actually ended up paying less. And you're thinking, oh, well, yeah, but in the long run, you're going to pay more. I don't know how you figure that. 360,000 miles, we'll say, is 3 years. Now, if you do 3 years times 12, that's 36 months. Multiply that by 2,500, you come out with $90,000. That is the term of my lease. My lease is $90,000, or it's 360,000 miles at 25 cents a mile. You do the math, that's $90,000. And there's a buyout of $70,000 afterwards. I've explained this to you guys, but some people just aren't listening. That brings it up to $160,000 for the truck, total price. That includes interest, everything. So, and some say, oh, that's just way too much money. Well, you figure out what, let's just do this real quick here, okay? I'll bring up my trusty, do I even have a calculator in this? That's the thing. I have no idea. Do I? I'm not used to this Windows 8 thing. Oh, there's a calculator right there. Look at that. Oh, calculator. Huh. Is it going to work? Okay. So, let's say it's 5 years times 12 months a year. That's 60 months. Okay, 5 years. 60 months times 2,500 equals, I'm not lying to you, 150,000. Now you're saying, oh, well, that's $10,000 less than what you just said. Hold on, we're not done. Gotta remember. Plus $15,000 that you put down. That's $165,000. Now, that's just round numbers, guys, okay? The average term on when you're going to finance a truck is going to be 5 years for most cases. So some guys do it over 6 years, so they pay a little bit less per month, but They're doing it over a longer period of time, so there's more interest. So really, and what a lot of guys don't seem to get is Celadon is not obliged to sell us these trucks at their cost. They would be absolutely stupid if they did. They're in this business to make money. And they're basically giving us a truck with no down payment, no credit check, and saying, here you go. But they're charging us full price basically for it. And I'm fine with that. And I don't know why other people seem to be all hung up on that crap, thinking that they deserve some huge freaking discount just because they work for a big company. None of the companies are like that. Doesn't matter whether you're with Prime, Schneider, whoever. I don't know the particulars with all the other lease purchases and who does what. I had only heard of Celadon doing it by the mile. Apparently I was corrected on the Facebook page. There is another company that does do it by the mile. So I'm sure there's a few that do it by the mile. What the total terms of their leases are, I have no idea. You can't look at the lease purchase as a get-rich-quick scheme. Okay, I've said it before, and I said it in this video, said it in the last video. Some people seem to think when they come out here they're going to make tens of thousands of dollars and don't understand that it takes time to build it up. Just like any business. You don't start any business out there, whether it be Mom, Pa's grocery store or, you know, Joe Blow's car wash or whatever. It takes time to build it up. And the lease purchase is an inexpensive way for those of you who want to see if being an owner-operator is for you. If you commit to private financing, you are stuck with it no matter what. Whereas with the lease purchase, there are ways of always getting out of it. And your losses are very minimal. So, I don't always say lease purchases are good because there are a lot of bad ones out there. But if you do your homework, there are some good ones. And companies' reputations are built on things like this, where if a company gets a really bad rap, they're not going to get any drivers. So it's not in their interest to screw the drivers, like some of you seem to think that that's all they're out here to do, is to screw the driver. There are risks with everything. If you get into a lease purchase, be prepared. You will pay more. You may make less. You may have to run a little harder, whatever the case may be. But there's an opportunity that's there for you to do something with. And if you don't do anything with it, then that's on you, not anyone else. Now, how the hell do I get out of this? I don't know how to get out of this. What the frig, man? Is it down here? Well, that gets me out of that. Okay, I'm back to here. Alright, so there you go. I'm not used to this Windows 8 crap. It's 8.1, whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so we're just going to end this up. A couple of quick questions. I just want to talk about a few points. People are getting a little carried away as far as slamming me for being in this lease purchase. I don't know why. I don't know why you guys are resorting to name calling. Doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. Do what you want. This is my decision, not yours. Nobody's holding a gun to your head to watch my videos, and no one's holding a gun to your head to come out here and do a lease purchase like I am. If you don't agree with what I'm doing, that's your opinion. You're welcome to it. But keep it to yourself. Like, really, I don't need some of the comments. You can say that you don't agree with what I'm doing. That's fine. But you don't need to be ignorant and rude about it at the same time. There's no call for it. I wasn't ignorant and rude with you in any of my videos. So I don't know why you have to be ignorant and rude with me and tell me all kinds of crap, you know, and what you think in regards to me being on this lease purchase. That's your opinion, whatever. Like I said, in regards to Celadon's current lawsuit, I will not comment on it right now because it is still pending in the courts. It's not done with, even though some of you seem to think it is, but it's not. And people are saying, why would I work for a company that steals from its drivers? I don't see it as stealing. I'm not defending them, so please don't jump down my throat for that. I see it in a totally different light, and I will explain it to you, or try to explain it to you in a business sense at a later date. But with that being said, that's it. That's all, guys. I apologize for today's video being the way it was. I was kind of unprepared, so I just, you know, went with what I had here. And hopefully it's good enough. Anyway, guys, we'll talk to you next Saturday. Be good, be safe, keep the shiny side up.